Kensington Palace has refused to release the original portrait taken of the Princess of Wales and her children after Kate announced she had edited the image of her family before release.
Now, of course, a big furore yesterday. First official picture since she underwent planned abdominal surgery. Piers Morgan jumped on board last night. He's like, we've got to release the original to continue this, to end this speculation. My thought would be that if you go back and continue this, people will pick it to shreds. I don't even understand what it means. So we thought, what better to do than to get a former royal photographer, Ian Pelham Turner. Ian, a very good morning to you. Presumably the message from this, if we don't get too deep about trust, is employ a professional.
Absolutely. Good morning to both of you. Well, quite honestly, I hope this does go away because I could do with some sleep at the moment. I'm working with the TV channels right across the world right now. And at the moment, so many theories are coming out now about these photographs. America seems to be throwing up all sorts of new potential alleged leads. And as I say, who knows what's going to happen next with this story.
Do you think that this is something that's commonplace, actually, Ian, and royals have traditionally photoshopped these images and perhaps we haven't questioned it, but because maybe allegedly Kate has done these herself, the glaring errors are
She's
a little
doing
bit
it
more...
again. Ian, Poirot here has been looking for things for days.
Ian, work with me here. As a professional photographer, if you were editing a photograph, you would not have left glaring Photoshop errors like that.
Well, I mean, these days I'm a broadcaster rather than a photographer, but the thing that I notice with these so-called royal photographs today is that there are so many errors. There are so many bits that are not really correct in the way of taking formal royal photographs. When I worked with 5 generations of the royal family. I did some of probably the most iconic photographs. I did William's first baby Christmas shots, for example. And the reality in those days where you had to be perfect. I mean, to paraphrase a political saying, photographers today have never had it so good. In my day, for example, when I did probably the most iconic photographs of Prince William as a baby, we were given 7 minutes to do it. We weren't allowed to talk to them, direct them in any way at all. These days, they're given hours, they're given the opportunities to actually use all the techniques to change things. The problem with photographs in my day, well, you're never quite sure what you'd got until the film was developed. Nowadays, they can see straight away.
If I could jump in, listen, you're an ex-royal photographer / broadcaster, and I'm slightly bored of this conversation, but not you and me.
Not this conversation, Ian, you understand.
This whole thing, because like you said, it's going on and on. But then I think to myself, and I was thinking about this last night, the royals, who have been under siege from a lot of people in this country who think that they're past it, I think are trying, or have been trying. We talked about the slimmed-down monarchy, Ian, but also tried to become more relevant. And, these photographs that she's taken of them and the kids, and it's all very natural and whatever, I just think it's come back and bitten them. But I personally, I mean, a lot of people in this building and in the media are saying it ruins the trust. Are we getting to a point where we're putting undue pressure on a woman who's had abdominal surgery and is a mother of 3? Just leave her alone.
No, I don't think so. The thing that I look at and I'm very strong about is that, don't forget, we pay for the royal family. It's the blood, sweat and tears of the British nation that pays for them to be in the position that they're in as well. And so nowadays, the reality, I think, it would be far better for Kate not to take any more official royal photographs to be put out for publication. She can take whatever she wants to do privately. There's nothing wrong with that at all. But I think the reality at the moment, what she has done has caused such big issues right across the world. So many conspiracy theories now are coming out of America, which I'm having to field with at the same time. And we don't need a royal family like this that are really causing all these issues.
And Ian, at the end of the day, this was a Mother's Day photo. They traditionally do release one. She could have quite easily released an old photograph. Last year's, a private photograph of the 4 of them or the 5 of them together. But the whole point of this image being released in the way that it was to dampen the speculation and to reassure people that she was OK. And it has just backfired massively. And I don't think there is much that they could do other than, as Piers Morgan has said, release the original copy of the photo. And I think that perhaps Piers and other people who have suggested that have done so because maybe, and this is only speaking for myself here, I don't necessarily believe that that original photograph does exist in the form.
I don't understand what Piers is talking about. Or you, what does it matter? Ian, thank you, by the way. Really appreciate it. Final word. Does this create a trust issue between Kensington Palace and the press going forward?
Absolutely, yes.
Brilliant, very sure. Good luck in America. And you took a call while we're in the mid-interview. Somebody's booking him. He's working all the time. Ian Pelham Turner, thank you very much indeed.
Thank you so much for
royal photographer.
Us,
oh, he's saluting now.
But they have to release the original just to stop people talking about it.
But why?
Because then that puts paid to people like me, shuts people like me and Piers up, who are saying, you know, oh, I think that maybe that original photograph is a lot different.
So let's just play devil's advocate here. Let's just say she's not been well, she doesn't look her best and she doesn't want it, so she's put that out there. Why do you all want to see the original?
Because when was that photo taken?
What's it got to do with anybody? But then they've entered the game, so
they've entered the game.
Yeah.
I'm with you, and people should be.
Don't enter the game.
Don't enter the game and lay off Kate, but absolutely criticise Kensington Palace.